Go.
Cool. Welcome, everyone. My name is Keenan Olsen. Really excited to have Woody and Nadia joining us from the Ethercats team. Ethercats is a really awesome new NFT project. NFTs are really hot right now. Really excited to learn more about what they're building and look at all the really cool art and get more technical with how they use VRF and a Chainlink integration. Again, if you have questions throughout this, definitely drop them into the YouTube chat. We'll get to them at the end. And I'll also drop all the links and everything that we talked about into the description afterwards. Without further ado, yeah, thanks again for joining us, Nadia and Woody.
Yeah, great to be here.
I love your background that you're using.
And Nadia did that. It's good to have the art in-house.
I need one of those myself. Cool. Well, yeah, maybe to start, do you want to just introduce yourself, Nadia, and a little bit about your background?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Nadia, and I love drawing and animating cats. This is my new passion and obsession. I was born in Soviet Union, and I had my master's degree in art in the best school in Russia. And in the last 10 years, my main focus in art was political satire. And the best seller so far was the dear leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un. I think I've sold like thousands of art prints, iPhone covers, and t-shirts with him. And in 2012, South Korean men's magazine, The Gentleman, ranked my Kim Jong-un ahead of Bitcoin in their issue.
You smashed them.
There was like top 36 new things, and I was ranked maybe.
You were 6th.
Yeah, I was 6th, and Bitcoin was number 25. Like, how cool is that? And also, I have a long and fruitful relationship with Brazil. Brazilian magazine, Revista Piauí, is like a Brazilian version of the New Yorker. They use long and well-written articles about political events, current like cultural events, and they use high-quality art on their cover and illustrations. So I did way over 30 covers, illustrations, and cartoons about global politics and Brazilian politics in particular as well. And when pandemic hits, I was overwhelmed. I was sick and tired, actually, but not from COVID, from politics. I felt like I want to do something else. I want to do art that brings people together, unite them. And at the end of September, we were introduced to the world of NFTs and wearables. We were shocked, actually, because like 6 years before that, we were trying to build the same platform. We had an idea, the vision for the NFTs before it was a thing, but everybody thought that we were crazy because we were so ahead of our time. Timing is everything. So anyway, I had a dream. I saw a pink, beautiful geisha cat that looked at the beautiful sakura trees, and she had ether in her eyes, and she was majestic and wonderful. So when I woke up, I immediately realized that I had to draw her. Like, I have to. I was obsessed. 3 days I worked on her. I was polishing the design. I was rigging it and animating. And by the time I was done, we both look at it and we realize that this is not just one-off NFT, which is hot right now. This is something bigger. This is the beginning of the Ethercats project, which I'm really pleased and happy to work on.
The cat empire. And my name's Woody, and I have a background in gaming and poker. My first experience in Bitcoin was pretty far ago in 2011 with Seals with Clubs poker site. And so that's how I got introduced to Bitcoin. Unfortunately, well, I won, but I didn't get to keep all of that Bitcoin, but it inspired me. I started mining Litecoin back in 2013, and like we had like 16 video cards at the room, but the power bills were insane in San Diego. So I actually ended up losing money, but I learned a lot about the technology. And when it came 2016, someone sent me the white paper for Ethereum, and I'm just like, whoa, this is going to be the future. And I started, am not, I didn't get a CS degree, but I just started learning about blockchain, Solidity language, and I really immersed myself in it. And unfortunately, if I were smart, I would have bought into some ICOs or maybe made a pump and dump scheme. But I believed in the infrastructure, and we built a platform together. We went to Lithuania. We were living in Armenia like for 2 years, like 2018, 2019, trying to pitch this art trading platform, but it just didn't work out because there weren't enough users. And I'm just stunned now that people are finally getting it, and it's just so exciting to live in this time.
I really appreciate you both sharing those stories. You might be the most interesting people that I've talked to, Nadia. Crazy stories. Thanks a lot for sharing those. Cool. Yeah. So Ethercats. Kind of hear the story of how it started. You want to explain what your vision of Ethercats is and how people can get involved and what makes it unique?
Well, I think that first that what makes Ethercats unique is the wonderful high quality art of the animating cats. It's highly collectible, and it's just touch your heart because you wanna own the cat. And also, when you mint a pack of cats, you have a excitement surprise. You don't know exactly which cat are you getting because it's random. And also with each pack, you have a fair chance to get a high scoring rare one that gives you a chance to get on the top of the ranking list. And what all makes it possible, the fair chance and randomness, is the use of the Chainlink VRF.
And her art, her process is like second to none. It's very labor intensive, and she has some techniques that are like nobody knows. And so it's just an evolution. They're getting better each one. So we're trying to memify them, and like it can respond to current events as much as the collectability aspect.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to work on the cats because it's rewarding and challenging at the same time. I'm growing as a professional. I'm enjoying every cat. I'm researching the culture behind it. I'm coming up with the idea, with the joke, and how to make it all animate in a loop in a short time frame. And if I don't know some technical thing, that I need to come up with a creative solution to solve it. So it's very satisfying.
And it's really inspired by every place that we've been and traveled together in the world. It's truly inspiring to see what she comes up with.
Yeah, and I hope the people will connect with the cats and will feel our love and share our love for the animals and for the crypto technologies.
Yeah, for everyone that's listening in, I just dropped the link to the website, so definitely check these out. The art is absolutely fantastic, and you don't see NFTs with as much care. And we were talking before this, and myself and a few other team members listening to your story and going from you had a website and this idea, and we were working together and building this on VRF, and also to get your first sale and then start getting some more. It's been really exciting to watch the progress, and yeah, I'm really excited for what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we're very excited too. It's been nice to see the response of the Chainlink community, and as we go forward with more promotions, it's just only going to continue to grow.
Cool. And so I think you also have a few slides, and maybe as we just dropped the website, do you want to kind of go into?
Yeah, we can just break it. We can just break it down like that. So it's of course verifiably random. And you get 5 cards for each pack. Currently, the price is a quarter ether or 0.25 ether. And your chance of getting a particular card or cat is exactly the same whether you mint early or mint later. We've already increased the price a little bit, and as we get closer to the end of the 2,500 maximum cats that can be minted in the Founders Series, the price is going to continue to go up. And we're doing a lot of interesting things. It's not just opening packs of NFTs, it's exploring new ways of letting people open assets fairly. One of the things we do in the contract here is we, for lack of a better term, concatenate the token ID, and that allows us some interesting possibilities in the future, because this is going to become a game, and we don't really know which direction it's going to go. But since we have this token ID format that explains exactly what the cat is, it means that we can retroactively add properties to the cat and make them compatible with a game. So it won't be like Magic the Gathering, the first series, where there's a complete imbalance of cards and it isn't very much fun to play in a tournament. We can, craft the game as we go and kind of backdate things to make it more exciting for our end users. And some people have asked about how the process of minting goes. It's very simple. You go to our site, ethercats.io, and you click mint. And then once your transaction's confirmed, the Chainlink VRF calls back with its random number. And then after a couple minutes, OpenSea will show you what NFTs you got. We're looking at reworking the site to present a better unboxing experience and like really create excitement. But some things are quite difficult when the gas price is like 300, and a lot of people set lower gas prices trying to save a little bit on gas. And that asynchronous nature didn't quite work. So we're working on solutions for that in the future. So once you mint cats, each cat comes with a ranking and a multiplier, and that adds up to a total score. And the higher your score is, the more ranking points, or the higher your ranking. And that's going to be the basis of our initial airdrops for our ECAT token. And so that's a pretty cool token, because that's not only going to have utility in the game in the future and for governance, but this Sunday you'll be able to buy the very first bonus cat, which will be available only in ECAT. So the ECAT is very much centered to our ecosystem, and we're going to be making the first distributions this weekend. And so the final thing to point out on the process that goes into it is we have the Hall of Fame. So the top 36 cats get, once we switch off minting, they go into the Hall of Fame, and it's the top 3 scoring cats. So gold, silver, bronze. That will be in the Hall of Fame for the total score, but also there will be 9 cats plus ties, because there can be cats of the same rating that will be on the rating side. So if you get like a 98 or 99, it's very difficult to get 100. It's a 1 in 100,000 chance to get 100 rating. It's probably not going to happen, but it could.
But it's also going to have a series 2.
That's the other thing. We're going to have series 2. And we have some things planned, like inserts, more cats, and more variations going on, and the Chainlink VRF will make that possible.
That's awesome. And so this ECAT, do you get this on Uniswap, and then it'll be on the website that you can exchange that for the special one that's coming out this weekend?
Yeah, it's going to be listed on EtherSwap. Actually, I tried to add some liquidity, and it said like $1,500 to add liquidity right now. So we're looking we're going to add liquidity, but we're hoping the gas prices go down, and we're going to list on a couple other like Uniswap clones as well, to promote it, because there's some exchanges interested in promoting us, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely keep the Chainlink community informed, and let us know, and we'll share it around. I want some ECAT.
That's been like win ECAT. That's what all the friends have said to us.
Yeah, that's really cool. And so going back into the game side of this, and so eventually down the road, you kind of have this vision that you'll be able to, these cats will be able to change, and then might be in some sort of game that you can use them. Is that
so? My close friend and one of our founders from the poker world, his name is Noah Buchan. He is a Magic professional and poker professional. And we're in discussions with some former game designers from some pretty nice places to make a card game. But we're not exactly sure of the format, whether we want this to be a passive experience or a more active experience. It's really up to the community to decide what's going on. But
and influence the decision, yes. Because the token distribution eventually will also develop into the DAO. So the people will have a say of what they want a project to go and what the game should look like. So we are really open for the feedback, for the suggestion. We really want to make this experience enjoyable. And I mean, if you have any ideas,
I'm responding daily in the Telegram to people. I'm very thankful for the feedback we've received, and we've got some good ideas going forward. I know some people just like cats and want to collect them and make money from cats. That's cool. But we also want to add utility. There's just so many things we can do with this. Right now, I'm having printed physical copies of the cats, and we're going to use that for some promotions. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to turn out, but we're going to release more details in the near future on that. And then there's merchandising opportunities. I come from a gaming background, not just playing games, but also designing software for casinos, backgammon, slot machines. So there's also different types of games we can make, maybe even a platformer, but it's really up to the community to help us out here and how they want it to be.
Yeah, that's really cool. I see a few comments in the chat, so definitely join the Telegram. They're very receptive and looking for feedback. So if you have ideas, definitely go in there, and yeah, join the community, be a part of the growth. Cool. And so, do you want to? I think you also have the top leaderboard and some other slides, right? That you wanted to share.
Well, I have we have just we don't have the leaderboard right now. I posted it on Twitter, the top 12. Currently, we're going to release that soon. One interesting thing is the aspect of bonus cats. So everybody who mints in the first 167 mints, and right now we're at, I can see live on my terminal. Where is it? We have 680 cats right now that have been born. And so once we hit 835 cats, then we're going to send out the first bonus cat, Vangita. And she has a 250 points. So each mint, you'll get one of hers, and that'll just augment your score in the ranking lists. So that's going to be combined. There's the cats that are generated randomly with Chainlink VRF. And then there are the bonus cats that we will release from time to time, just to pay attention to what's going on and to respond to like current events or current memes, whatever is going on. And so those will actually add to your score and distributions of eCat. So those are very important to get. But we pre-mint those. Those are in a separate contract, but they're combined on OpenSea.
And we also think that the low scoring cats are important as well for like our future game planning. Don't discard those. They're going to be equally important as the high scoring cats.
Yeah, we didn't, I mean, it's really, really hard. We also posted a graph of the distribution. Like any cat over 200 is a really good score. But for the lower cats, I know on our first seed mint, I got a 1-1x, and I was just laughing. It was a cooter, which is my favorite cat as an American. And so there's going to be utility for those cats potentially. If there's not utility, we'll have a redemption system to where you can kind of like play those forward. But I would pretty much hold all cats, not investment advice.
Yeah, no, this is really cool. It sounds like got a lot of plans going forward in the future. There are some developers here in the YouTube that I'm sure would be interested if you want to talk a little technically about how the VRF function works specifically with Ethercats.
Sure. I'm happy to answer those questions. I can't see the chat.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a little bit about the code with your slides?
I have the contract right here.
Mhm.
So there's two stages to the to the Chainlink VRF process, and this is part of why it was difficult to make the unboxing experience. So when a user clicks the mint function on our contract, what that does, and I don't have it exactly right here, uh, it generates a log, and you can tell the difference between the two because the randomness request, and that's the name of the function, that's the first thing that goes out, and that's what you're sending to the VRF for the random number. And so that's also how you can prove later on that the VRF did what it said it was and it's not being manipulated. So the contract itself, it will only mint cats if the VRF calls it. So there's no way to mint cats. The only address authorized is the Chainlink VRF address. And then once that happens and it comes back, it generates the cats using a lookup table, and that's above this. It starts at line 1426 on the code, and that contract is on our website, ethercats.io. You can just go click on Etherscan. The contract is verified, and I commented, not everybody is a programmer, so I wanted to make it very easy to understand how it works. And so when it calls back, it just goes through a lookup table. There's a ways to do it a little bit in cheaper and gas, but it wasn't worth like compromising readability. And I think the readability is part of the integrity of this project, so even laymen can understand how it works. So once the VRF calls back with the random number, as you can see down below, it says randomness request fulfilled. And the data, the output right there, that's the random number. It's 77 digits, UINT 256. So that's what we plug in, and we break that number up. We could actually technically mint 7 cats per mint, but we chose 5. So we break that up, and we get the rating, and we get the multiplier and the cat ID, and then we concatenate that into the token ID. And so we pre-populate all of the metadata, and because we know what the token ID is. Again, here, this is how it works. It starts with the cat number, then the middle 3 numbers are the rating. It can be up to 100. And then the multiplier is the last digit. And the other thing, people were a little bit confused because this is a very new process with Chainlink VRF. They were confused on where their cats were. So one of the problems with Etherscan is it's a little bit wonky. It calls things internal transactions. That's not really a thing. That's their way of like showing things. So to actually see the Chainlink VRF, and it's actually different on testnet. I didn't know this until it got to mainnet. They behave differently. You have to click the advanced tab when you go to internal transactions, and then it'll show the 4 transactions. Your one for the mint price, in this case 0.25 ether, and then the follow-up actions, and you'll get a log like this, and this is the transaction receipt for the VRF callback, and you'll see the IDs of the cats here. So in this case, the person got the 3rd cat. I forget who it is now, but you can see that in the contract, rated 56, 2 multiplier. Then it's the 4th cat, which I think is Parvati, 23 rating, 1 multiplier, and so on. And the values below are just, you get 1 of those cats for each mint, and it uses transfer batch. So it does it all at once. And so that's basically how the process works, but there's 2 transactions involved. And if you notice in our contract, we have to keep it supplied with link. If there's no link in the contract, then you won't be able to mint cats. So that's how we'll be able to keep a hard cap on that. So once it's out of Chainlink, we're going to have to reload. But once the 500 packs are minted, then that's it. You won't be able to mint anymore. And I can also manually switch off the contract permanently, and it can never be re-enabled. So that's just a rundown of the technical side of the contract.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for sharing that. not a lot of times do we get to see exactly how that VRF works and the needing of the link tokens and how that works with the VRF call.
And I think what's exciting is I think we're a vast majority of the transactions now on VRF. So I just want to keep feeding the beast. I know it's a little bit, that's another one of the reasons we increased the price, like for the value of it. So we pay the link on our side. So we're sharing the cost with the user. And so we know full well the pain of gas prices right now.
Yeah, are you exploring any layer 2 solutions for this?
Yeah, well, we have been in contact with the Chainlink team about Matic, and I've been reviewing videos. Like I'm a tinkerer. I've built projects on Tron. I've been looking into Cardano. My favorite is actually Solana, and like their derivative exchange Serum, which I think is just mind blowing. I think that's the future for DeFi. But I'm a little bit concerned on the Matic user experience from what I've seen. Decentraland put out a very good overview tutorial. It's quite complex to make it easy for the user to like understand what's going on. I mean, we're talking like I'm explaining to people how NFTs work, and I'm getting better at it, but it's difficult to someone who's uninitiated. It's not the easiest thing to explain. And then when you start going, oh, you need Ethereum, you need MetaMask, and now you need Mana, and so we're looking at obviously other layer 2 solutions, but it's not the simplest thing to just like, deploy the contract on a different network and here goes. I do wish that we would have named the the project like anything but Ethercats, but Ether is where the money is, and that's where the inspiration for this project was. So that's probably where we're going to stay regardless of cost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And always ways to move into other places. That's really fascinating, and your background, both of yours, going into this, it's really amazing to see. If people want to join your community and learn more and help work with both of you, where's the best place for them to have those conversations, and where do you guys hang out?
Well, I would say Telegram is the best place for now. We're going to be adding a link to the Discord to try and get that going. I mean, there's been some considerations over privacy and censorship on Discord, so I'm lukewarm to that idea, but we're going to have it if that's what people want. And then, of course, Twitter, we provide daily updates, and if we
really important for us the feedback, and we read every comments and suggestions. So we really active on Twitter, on the Ethercats. So if anybody wants to share their thoughts and ideas, we will definitely
even the hate comments. Like I have replied to a few people. They're like Chainlink VRF, like Oracle's CryptoKitties 2.0. No, we're not CryptoKitties 2.0. We're something else. And this is something different because before Chainlink VRF, you had to use protocols that could be manipulated. And there's just been so many examples. That's really the inspiration from learning about how people have gamed the system. It's no joke. The crypto community has some of the smartest people. I am constantly the dumbest person in the room. And so when you're going up against that, it's quite intimidating for a project. And Chainlink VRF just like solves a lot of the problems. You don't have to worry about anything else.
Yes, and we're very proud that we are the first NFT card project that used Chainlink VRF to stop villains, you know who you are, from exploiting the proletariat with your advanced knowledge of not so random NFT projects.
No, you're 100% right. And it's fascinating to see other projects that they don't use VRF, or they use something that they maybe created and they say it is, and then all of a sudden there's some sort of exploit or something happens and you never know. Are they the ones that are exploiting this, or is it someone else?
Yeah, there's the opaque, and with Chainlink it's transparent. We don't hide our code. It's open source. You can read it. You can prove that it was random. So this is a big deal.
I'm a big believer in the grandmother test, and I want my grandmother to understand what's going on. She loves cats. She loves Nadia. She loves all the cats that Nadia makes. And although crypto she does understand, it's just my dream to make something understandable. And crypto kitties, I understand how to make a contract in Solidity, but I don't understand quite all the dynamics of crypto kitties. I don't understand like Alpaca City. These are interesting games, but it's not for me. I like very cute animals. I like to passively invest. I like bringing joy to people, and that's why the process is so simple. And so we're taking that into consideration when we develop the game and we respond to users. And you know,
Well, speaking of the grandmother test, I still didn't explain my parents what exactly am I doing. They just know that I'm drawing cats. Like, what is NFT? I need to explain them in Russian. It's
You went from drawing pictures for the Brazilian newspaper to making cats on Ethereum. It's the future. That's what you gotta tell them.
I know.
Building the future. This is amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited, and it's been a real pleasure working with your team, and I'm very excited to see the progress going forward.
and we love all the people at Chainlink. And I've been meeting some of the Marines. I actually feel a little bit dumb that I didn't hop on board earlier. Like I heard some rumblings about Chainlink, but to be honest, after my art trading platform, it didn't work out. I kind of switched my mind off to crypto, and what I understand now is you have to keep going. You have to just every day keep getting better, keep making a better product, and going forward. And that's what we're going to do here with Ethercats.
Awesome. And is there anything else that maybe we left off that you wanted to ask the audience or ask the community?
Are there any more questions for either me or Nadia?
Yeah, if anyone has questions, I think a lot of the stuff are gas prices. Gas prices are crazy right now, and ways to kind of circumvent that going forward. I don't know if you have any ideas or your thoughts around this challenge.
I mean, I would rather have dangerous freedom than peaceful slavery. So, like, part of a free market is that it's a free market, and the gas prices really are a free market. It's disappointing that 2.0 hasn't moved on fast enough, and the miners have rejected some of the protocol changes that would, help things. But really, it's just front-running bots. So there's an inefficient process right now, and it's trial by fire, how to make things better. And every day that goes on, there's scammers going to scam. I came originally to the Ethereum project because I'm a big fan of Vitalik, and what he did after the DAO hack. I feel that was the correct play, but also, the code is the law. So you can't, like, in the future, just go back reverting everything either. So it's very important to, like, I feel terrified as a Solidity developer. I actually have nightmares. The more I use Solidity, the more scared I am of, like, doing anything going on the computer. I don't even want to see what bug I have nightmares about bugs, but that's just the way the new world's going to be. And I think it'll be solved. Tron is a perfect example of how proof of stake works. So if once 2.0 comes out, I think everything will be fine.
Yeah. Have you looked into Arbitrum as a layer 2 solution?
No, excuse my ignorance. I'm not familiar with the project.
Yeah. I'll share it with you. There's a few comments in here about that, but they're work with Chainlink as well. I don't think it's with VRF yet, but yeah, they're a very exciting layer 2 optimistic rollup solution by Off-Chain Labs.
I mean, all this stuff is amazing. I just don't have time for, like, all the exciting projects. Polkadot, Matic, it's all amazing. So we just all have to do our part to, like, be good at what we're best at. Yeah. And it's coming along faster than I hoped. And, like, I'm so excited that now it's less about I don't want to name names, but there's a lot of ICOs that just it made me angry, not because they made money, but because they never had a real intention of making a product. And I believe in the infrastructure, and I believe in decentralization, because this year we've seen what censorship can do to, the world. It's not a world I want to live in. So I want to do my part to make the world a freer place.
Very well said. Yeah, I could not agree more. One question how many VRF nodes are you using, and who supplies them? Is it Chainlink or a third party? I think you kind of mentioned, so you supply the link to the node, right?
I think there's multiple nodes. There's one contract address, but there's multiple nodes that can provide the data. That's actually something I want to set up. Like I want to be a part in the decentralization of that. There's a lot of great tutorials by Patrick Collins. He's been doing great work. Like he's a real tinkerer and likes to explain things, and he's pretty good at showing how things work and very patient. And I've learned a lot from him. So
yeah, Patrick's the man. Definitely check out if you're listening and wanting to get into Solidity and development. Definitely check out some of the Chainlink engineering videos. Patrick does a great job, and yeah, I know he's working on some more right now and coming out with some new updates to some of those older videos.
Yeah, he has a really great tutorial of not yet on the VRF, but just running regular data nodes in the cloud. And I'm not that big of a fan of the cloud, but it's the simplest way to get it going.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I really appreciate you both coming. Nadia, one last question for you. Which is your favorite cat that you made?
Well, to be honest, I love them all. They all, it's like my children's. I mean, I cannot love somebody more. It's like, I mean, I guess you always can, but there's always a favorite, but I really love them all. I fully like in a zone. When next cat I do, I'm committing to it. I'm researching the culture. I'm turning the music. I'm like into fashion. All I can think about it is like this particular cat. And when it's born, I move to the next one. And like right now I'm working on the Korean cat. I'm listening a lot of K-pop. It's I'm in the zone.
I love it.
So I love them all. I think they're all great.
Yeah.
I really do.
Awesome. Well, again, I really appreciate you both coming on here. Community, definitely jump into their Telegram, @sign them on Twitter if you have ideas or comments. Otherwise, really appreciate you both for taking the time, and yeah, excited to see the future.
It was nice talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us, and look forward to